Hello. So, I'm taking my video from my car today. I had to take this video earlier in the day. I normally take my videos around like 12 or 1, so it's pretty quiet in the house. But right now, a lot of my family's out and about and sitting at my desk and taking the video. You can hear them in the background, and I didn't want to do that to you guys. Well, you guys, like I have 5 subscribers, but you know what I mean. But anyways, so today was an interesting day. Today was a really interesting day. Again, these videos are really this is just a journal for myself. I'm taking a video, I'm talking about my day, I'm talking about what's interesting to me. If this is the first video that you're watching. So I didn't sleep until about 6:30, 7:30 a.m. last night. I don't know why, but I posted my video. It uploaded around 11:30 p.m. last night, and then I went and I tried to lay down to go to bed. I put on some YouTube in the background. I have TV, and I play like interviews and stuff. People like I find interesting. Last night I tried falling asleep to a video of the world's smartest man. I don't remember his name, but it was like allegedly the smartest guy in the world, IQ of like 190 to 215 or something like that. Apparently he lives on a farm out in Missouri, and he has an IQ like that. Really interesting interview. Tried to fall asleep to that and several other things, and I wasn't able to do it. I kept getting up, getting out of bed, going to the bathroom, grabbing stuff to eat, and inevitably doom scrolling on Instagram. And so I'm laying down 2, 3 in the morning, and I'm going through Instagram. It's actually kind of interesting. I actually came across a Bob Marley post that kind of piqued my interest. I watched it, and then I was like, oh, I've never really I like Bob Marley's music. You know, I've listened to him for a while. I would never say I was an active listener, you know, but there's this movie called I Am Legend that the main character, if you ever watched I Am Legend, really likes Bob Marley. It's a zombie apocalyptic kind of movie, and Bob Marley is like the thing that keeps him sane, you know, during the whole thing. You know, that and Fred, I think that was his name, which is his imaginary friend. And anyways, I also remember growing up, I took piano lessons growing up when I was really young, and I remember my very first piano teacher was actually a family friend. And their family, I don't believe they were Rastafarian, but they loved Bob Marley, and their house was decorated and all kinds of Bob Marley stuff. Their kids, like, they smoked a lot of weed. I'm fairly positive. Like, I don't, like, my mom's like, oh no, they would never, like, they smoked fucking weed. They definitely did, you know? But they were always really interesting people, and really loving and really caring people. So I saw this Bob Marley video last night as I'm scrolling through Instagram, and I was kind of like, oh, okay, you know, I'll take a break from this fucking dumb shit. And I went ahead and I started researching, like, you know, Rastafari, if that's what it's called, the religion. Just kind of got into it, and it kept me up all night long. Now I don't like myself. I need sleep, otherwise I start doing dumb shit, you know. So 6 a.m. comes around, I'm still researching, like, I was learning about, like, the different kind of gatherings that they do, and, like, apparently only men are really supposed to go to these gatherings and smoke the weed, the ganja, you know, whatever. And apparently a lot of people believe that to be Rastafarian, like, you need to, like, smoke, like, grown weed from the ground, like modern day marijuana. Apparently I mean, yeah, I also agree. Modern day weed is kind of like, it's highly potent compared to what you just grow out of the ground, you know? So it's kind of interesting reading about that. I'm an avid weed smoker myself, so looking at that kind of stuff was interesting to learn that a lot of Rastafarians won't smoke dispensary weed because they don't believe it has the same healing benefits that they're going for, you know? And from, like, the ground, like, actual, like, home soil weed that hasn't been touched at all, just the seed, you know, which makes sense. I've smoked both, you know, and I actually have a friend whose parents grow a lot of weed, and I mean, for sure, like, when people grow their own weed in their fucking backyard, their own seeds, you smell it, it doesn't smell skunky, it smells incredibly earthy, You know, it smells like dirt almost, and I love that. Even when you burn it, it smells like dirt a little bit, which I love. Compared to the skunk and the fucking like, ooh, that's loud, you know, like, you know, it smells good, you know, comparatively. But anyways, I really got into that, and I spent the whole night doing that, and then I ended up like, it was weird. So 6 a.m. comes around, and I have struggled with addiction in the past. You know, I have an addictive personality, and I mean, recently I've been, I would say recently I've been more depressed than usual, being away from friends and kind of being alone, getting ready to go to college, you know, all these different things, school piling up, whatever. And I guess in that moment I was like just trying to find any way to not be in reality, and I've done that a lot in the past. So I remember when I was in 9th grade, this was like peak addiction. I was in 9th grade. What I would do is I would take as many pills that I could find in the house and just swallow them and hope that it would do something to me when I was like stuck in the house. And I was like, okay, I remember that somewhat working for me in the past, even though really all it would do is make me sick, you know. But I look back on it and being like, okay, I used to do this, I'll try it again. Yeah, 6 a.m. came around, I've been studying this rastafarian stuff, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, dude, I should have fucking slept, I feel like shit now, like all this stuff, like I want to go, you know, like I want to do something, I do not want to be here, I do not want to be in reality, blah blah blah. So I start walking around the house and I find a bunch of acetaminophen. Now, I'm not the brightest guy in the world, you know. Acetaminophen is it's literally just fucking ibuprofen and Tylenol, basically. It's a headache reliever. But my dumbass sees the front cover and sees pain relief. At first I was trying to break in my parents' closet. They have a thumb thing, because my stepdad has prescription Oxycontin, you know, Oxycontin, and I think he used to have a prescription of Xanax. And I mean, I used to indulge in oxys. I never did indulge in Xanax. I tried to when I was younger, but I never did. Oxycontin and hydros were two things that I kind of got into because of the prescription that my dad had, my stepdad, and also my neighbor, who I would sometimes steal from, which I regret incredibly. But anyways, so I tried to do that first, right, so I could go to bed or feel high or snort something, you know. I like even just snorting like fucking sugar might have made my cravings go away, you know. And it's not cravings, it's not like me being like, oh, I need this. It's like, damn, you know, it'd be nice right now, a fucking line, you know, or of something. So I go, and anyways, I ended up I counted out 6 pills that were 350 milligrams and 7 that were 500, which I think in total is like, I didn't do the math entirely. It's a little over 5,000, I think. I'm not gonna do the math because I don't fucking want to. But anyways, little over 5,000, and I'm smaller. I know I look like I'm big. I'm about 5'7", 5'8". You know, I'm not the tallest guy, even though I feel like I look like I sit on a pretty big fucking thing. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm just, you know, boosting my ego, but I'm not that big of a guy. 5'7", 5'8", about 150 pounds. You know, I'm not that big. And I remember I took them all, and I was like, I wonder how much can actually kill you. Just, like, I wasn't trying to kill myself. This wasn't a suicide attempt. But I was like, I was genuinely curious. I was like, I wonder how much would actually kill you. You know, so I look it up. Obviously, I get the crisis hotline first, scroll down, and I find a source that, one source said, if you take more than 1, you put yourself at risk of an overdose. I'm like, okay, that's probably not true. I've done this before. There's no way that this would have killed me, you know? But this was a larger handful than I had normally taken. You know, I never really gone over. This was in total, 13 pills total. And I think I'd only ever really done 10 when I was in 9th grade. I was a lot smaller back then as well. So I wasn't too worried, but since then, I mean, the main thing about acetaminophen as well is that apparently it just really damages your liver. You know, like the possibility of an overdose is it's killing your liver. It's not, you're not actually ODing, it's just liver failure. You know, like right now it's 6:14, so technically I took it at 6. I could still die. I mean, I don't know. I tried to throw up as much as possible. We'll get to that. But apparently, according to the next source, 7,000 is how much you would take to die as a large adult male, apparently, or not a large adult male, but an adult male would need 7,000 to die. 7,000 milligrams, 7 grams, right? I took 5,000 as a smaller individual, and it said it takes about 12 hours. So in about an hour, we'll see if my liver fails. I don't think it will. I'm very confident that it won't. I genuinely don't think that it will. But whatever. So I also don't feel like my liver is failing. My tummy hurt a little bit this morning and I got constipated. That was about it. I did end up falling asleep for about 4 or 5 hours. But yeah, when I got up, just took a shit and I felt better. So I don't think anything is gonna happen, but I feel like if I didn't throw up, I'd be in a lot worse shape. I had nothing in my stomach. I hadn't really eaten in like a day and a half, really. So, I mean, I had a bowl of cereal at like 3, 4 in the morning, right? But anyways, so I read that and I'm like, okay, this could be mildly dangerous. I didn't really know exactly what I was doing. So I'm like, all right, just to be extra sure, because back in 9th grade, I would do it and I wouldn't give a fuck if I woke up or not. Back then, those were kind of suicide attempts. That was more like I'm gonna make as many bad decisions as possible, you know, and see what happens. Obviously, as a kid, I could have taken more. It was also kind of a cry for help. We can talk about that as well in a different video, because I do believe that a lot of people that try and kill themselves by overdose and survive, a very personal take, you're seeking attention. You know, the only way you truly wouldn't have enough is the only way you truly wouldn't like be able to like survive that is if you didn't have enough. Because if you really wanted to die, like let's say you had like 30 Xanax. I've heard of people overdosing on like 5. Some people can take like 10 at a time, you know, whatever. But for some people, 5 will kill you, you know. And I've heard some people being like, oh yeah, you know, like I had my stash of Xanax and I was feeling suicidal, so I took out 5. Why didn't you take all of it? Then you really would have been dead. You know, there'd have been no way. Anyway, that's a completely different story. I did the same exact fucking thing because I didn't actually want to die. I wanted to make bad decisions and look like I was trying to kill myself so people would want to care about me more. But that's a completely different story. That was years ago, right? But anyways, so now I'm like, oh my God, okay, I'm kind of in the range where like this might actually be potentially dangerous. So I go to my fridge and we have a little water filtration system, blah, blah, blah. And I fill up a glass of water and I chug it. I fill up another one and I chug it, another one and I chug it, right? I'm filling my stomach with as much water as possible. And I go to the bathroom, I grab my stomach, I push up really hard and I immediately push my fingers down my throat, throw up. I used to be a pretty heavy drinker too. Kind of a cool skill. But that just helps you. Whatever. So I push up on my stomach and I throw up, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm not seeing anything come out yet. So I do it again. I did that 3, 4 times, right? I don't remember exactly because obviously I was like, I was kind of freaking out. I was just like forcing myself, like, Jonas, go again, go again, go again, go again. And eventually when I was throwing up, because I would do that, I would chug the water and I get about 3, 4 good hurls in where I'd throw up a bunch of water. And eventually I started throwing up and it was a bunch of like white little particles, like little chunks. And I was like, okay, that's the acetaminophen, you know, that's some of the pill residue is coming out. So when that started happening, I did it like one more time, chugged a bunch of water and then threw up. And at this point I was like, all right, I think I'm good. And then I went to bed, slept for 4 or 5 hours, woke up and just went about my day. But it was kind of like an episode. I mean, I don't know why I did it. I don't know what led me to do that. I was genuinely just sitting there and I was kind of in a trance at like 6 in the morning, just being like, I need to get fucked up. Because I don't like, I have alcohol in the house. I don't really want to drink because I'll get a hangover and I'm with my family. Like, there's a lot of restraint that has to go while I'm at my parents' house. When I'm not at my parents' house, I can do whatever the fuck I want, you know. I'm not even really smoking weed right now because it's out of respect for my mother. You know, when I'm outside of the house, I'm living with other people, I'm in a different place, I'll do what I want. But right now I'm with my mom, gotta respect her rules, you know, like, that's just common fucking courtesy. I'm not gonna do drugs under her house, but for some reason I did that. Don't know what made it any better. But, yeah, I don't know. Fucking weird night. I don't know what, like, it started off with studying Rastafarian people and ended with me trying to throw up as much acetaminophen up as possible. Pretty weird night. I don't know. But yeah, taking this video early just because friends coming over, and I want to try and make it a goal on this channel to post at least like once a day. I mean, at first I was really just gonna post like a video every now and then being like talking about random shit. But I mean, in the past 2 days, one of my videos has already gotten 30 views. Unfortunately, that one actually doesn't have any audio. But like, a guy commented on that and was like, "Oh, dude, like, I like the way your video is made and whatever, but you forgot the audio." Maybe he's being sarcastic, but a comment's a comment to me, you know? Someone liked my other video. You know, I have likes on videos, some of them. I have views. I've gained 2 subscribers. Like, to me, like, this is starting to become worth it, you know, because if you've watched the other videos, or if you're fucking new, if you made it this far, this is like me acknowledging, like, obviously that story, I'm not gonna tell my mom, I'm not gonna tell my therapist, I'm not gonna tell my friends that story, you know? No way in fucking hell I'm gonna do that. But it is nice to talk to someone, and if I get even 1 view on this video, that means that somebody watched it and somebody acknowledged it, and that's all I want from this. But yeah, so I'm gonna try and do this more often because it's been beneficial. This has been helping me. This has been therapeutic as fuck for me. So I'm gonna try and do it more. But yeah, that's today's video. Thank you.